friend. I need your help. There's no time. Take this. Keep it safe. Information. The Ice Reach Coven. At work in the west. Just need more proof. Go! They're coming! Don't trust them. Only Lyris. She's...
You there! What did that fugitive tell you? Who are you? Another spy? What did this lying Easterner say to you? Assisting a fugitive is a crime in Hafingar Hold. Unless you want to find out how we deal with traitors and spies, tell me what he said to you. Lucky for you. If he had told you any seditious lies and you decided to keep them from us, you'd have been in real trouble. Don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Solitude doesn't take kindly to instigators or strangers. And mark my words, you'd rather not get on the wrong side of the High King's guard. Go on. Just remember, I'll be keeping an eye on you.
Can you believe it? My brother, who was accepted by the Bard's College last year, is missing. What kind of place is this college if students vanish? Not a good one, I can tell you. They're not even going to help me track him down.
Stay back! I'll do it! I'll stab you! I mean it! One step closer, and I'll stick you like a hawker! I don't know any Brondold. That is what I told the guards, and that is what I'm telling you. I don't want any more trouble. You make me stab you, and it's my word against yours. Dead? Stone's mercy. And I'm next, aren't I? I promise. I don't know anything. I won't make any trouble. I'll disappear. I don't even like it here. You'll never see me again. He did not tell me a lot. Said he was tracking some bad people. Asked me to keep an eye out for any unusual comings and goings. He'd come by now and then with a sweet roll and a few coins for my trouble. He was nice. The last time we spoke, it was about the men with the job postings. A pair of wolves in sheep's clothing, trying to blend in, but still off around the edges. Same with their horses, sheared mountain mares. Come from the Reach, I wager. Flyers. They were hanging them at the inn around the city. Something about a lucrative opportunity in the Druidec Mountains. I really did not pay them a lot of attention. I was more interested in the men distributing them. Take Brondo's horse and run before someone less friendly comes to find me. Bron was going to take me back east after he finished here. I want to live where strangers are welcomed with a smile instead of a scowl. I hear Wilhelm is like that. We are stuck between the despot of Markarth and the Scold King of the East. Both sniff around like wolves, waiting for a moment of weakness to strike. Not a day goes by without a threat of war. It is exhausting living this way. A wild land full of wild folk, located south and west of here. It's changed hands between Reachman and the Nords more times than I can count. But they control the territory now. Seeing Reachman wandering the streets of Solitude, it makes me nervous. You'd feel the same if you knew the tales of the fall of Markarth. What the Witchmen do to folks they capture. Better to slice your own throat than let those barbarians take you alive. If they raid our hold, just run and don't look back. They'd be wise to. The only time Reachmen and Nords meet is to kill each other. I always heard they were raiders and barbarians. No interest in honest labor. Or writing, for that matter. Not the sort to post job notices. Who knows? Maybe they really do need laborers. Can't imagine Reachmen would hire Nords, so. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Shine's Aegis needs your help. Sea giants and vampires are everywhere.
Welcome. Well then.
The halls of the dead intrigue, Ratsin. What rights do the nodes hold in those halls? Why hide from the light of the moons?
Another day, another infernal harrow storm.
If you have any experience with jails or escapes, I could make use of it.
I haven't seen you before. Are you new to Solitude? Better yet, are you looking for work? Not me, my debtors. I provide funds to the coterie of organized scholars and the Swords of Solitude militia. Both are short-handed and in arrears, so I took it upon myself to correct their courses before they leave me destitute. You'll work for them. Tenzin represents the coterie. Odd work, but it pays well. Hidaver handles the militia's assignments. Dangerous work. Don't do it alone. Here's an advance. Make sure you're prepared for the job they offer you. You're no good to it.
Who's this? Strong, sober, well-equipped? The coterie of organized scholars needs adventurers of your stripe. Our research very...
Yoren didn't mention he was sending you to Solitude. Not that I'm sorry to have you along. An extra blade is always welcome. As soon as Brondald shows up, we can get things started. He's what? Oh, damn it. Queen Gerhild will be here at any moment. Look, Her Highness is expecting to talk to me and my contact. I need you to pretend to be that contact, or this will go very badly. We can exchange intimate details of our lives later. Right now, just know that the safety of all of Skyrim, maybe even all of Tamriel, depends on how this meeting goes. So follow my lead and be on your best behavior with Her Highness.
Lyris Titanborn. Your reputation is known even here in the West. Is this one of your famed companions?
No, but I assure you my partner is one of the Skald King's best. Go introduce yourself, partner.
I am Gerhild, Queen of Skyrim. Allow me to welcome you on behalf of our kingdom, our city, and our hold. Who might you be? The letter that preceded your arrival said an attempt was made on the Skald King's life. It indicated that High King Svargrim would be next. My husband took that as an accusation and a threat. He will not meet with you, but I will hear you out. Have you anything that would persuade my husband? It will take some substantial evidence to convince High King Svargrim to heed the words of the hated Yoren, the Skald King. Reachman transgressions will not be enough for Svargrim to accept outside help. He's a prideful man, and the bad blood between him and Yoren runs deep. I will speak on your behalf, but you and Lyris will need to bring me proof he cannot ignore. Thank you for alerting me to this situation. I am eager to see what else you uncover. I will do what I can, but be as discreet as possible. If you run afoul of my husband, he won't hesitate to return you to Yoren, and not necessarily in one piece. Eastern and Western Skyrim have been at odds since the kingdom was divided. Yoren's ambitions for the Ruby Throne, however, have created a new level of tension. Forming alliances and raising armies for conquest. Should we not be wary of such a man? Frankly, yes. He believes Yoren hasn't marched here with an army as yet, because the Western holds are firmly united against Pact rule. My husband is certain Yoren plots to erode those allegiances. He will not easily earn the High King's trust. You must convince my husband that a threat greater than Yoren exists. Further, this threat must directly imperil the High King. Find proof of this, and I will assist you how I can. Helping to keep our hold safe will also allay his concerns. It's enough for me to believe your intentions are sincere. Learn more about these suspicious activities you mentioned, then bring it to me. If this threat is as dangerous as Yoren claims, prove it, and I will make my husband listen to reason. My deepest apologies. Between the Reach to our south and the Ebonheart Pack to the east, our soldiers have come to see all outsiders as a potential threat. I will look into this. Vigilance cannot be allowed to become a bludgeon. You must convince my husband that a threat greater than Yoren exists. Further, this threat must directly imperil the High King. Find proof of this, and I will assist you how I can.
You handled that better than I expected. Now what in Mara's name happened to Brondald? Damn. Lucky thing he found you. Brondald was supposed to get the lay of the land before I got here. Without his information, my work for Yoren the Skald King could be over before it begins. What did he give you? Hand it over. Smugglers and Reachmen up to illicit business. Nothing unusual there, but Ronald thought it could be connected to the Coven. I'm short a good investigator, and you stepped into the role easily enough. Can I count on you to help me with this? Ronald mentioned some locals we should have a talk with. A snitch named Grega, who likes to gamble in back alleys, and an orc named Mog, who frequents the Lonely Troll Inn. Let's find them and see what they can tell us. After the Ice Reach Coven's attack on the Skald King, we determined they also had plans for Western Skyrim. Yoren's warnings have been ignored, so he sent Brondald to get the lay of the land and me to persuade Svargrim. You can see how that's going. In all honesty, they can't stand each other, but King Yoren doesn't want the Coven to topple Western Skyrim. That would be bad for the East as well as the West. Besides, Yoren was hoping to use this as an opportunity to improve relations. We don't, but it's all we've got. Even if they aren't connected to the Ice Reach Coven, taking care of a few of Svargrim's problems might earn us some goodwill. Now, let's go check out the back alleys and the Lonely Troll Inn. Castle Dower is a monument to the Western spirit. Stony and cheerless. Maybe the new tower will liven up the place.
Hey, don't step on the dice. There a reason you're interrupting our game, Horkface? Don't know any Brondald. Don't know you. Either way, I got nothing to tell you. Get lost. I'm on a winning streak. Dead? That's a new one. Nothing Kassala usually moves through port is worth killing over. You didn't hear it from me, but she's the one picking up those shipments. Her warehouse is down on the docks. You want to know more? Go ask her.
Some fellows.
Let's stop by the Lonely...
Heard you wiped out that goblin tribe in Fungal Grotto. Maybe I can go visit the place now.
You must be Mog. I have questions.
Questions? Happy to oblige. Buy a few rounds and let's chat.
You're going to answer me, Orc, or...
Hey! Nobody intimidates my friends.
Princess Svana.
Who gave you the right to walk in here and bully my friend? Did my father send you? Because he doesn't like Mog. But I like Mog. Mog doesn't care that I'm a princess, and it doesn't matter to me that Mog's a scoundrel. If my father didn't send you, why are you threatening my friend? Smelly bastards. Cheap, too. Wouldn't buy us a drink. They hung their flyers and left without saying a word. Then a different smelly bastard showed up to sign on workers. He was a charmer, though. His breeches fit well. And he was handsome. Not a Nord. Breton, maybe. I didn't really listen to what he was saying. A half-dozen workers left with him. Off to the Drudok Mountains or someplace. He hasn't been back since.
Let's talk outside, partner.
Oh, well done. You handled the princess with skill and aplomb. Saves me the trouble of having to talk her down. I'd say I'm in your debt, but it was your sea giant that provoked her in the first place. That's what this was all about? You and this sea giant looking for work? You're too late, I'm afraid. The posting agent has come and gone, and with a handful of laborers in tow. The flyers are still around, so perhaps they'll return. I heard mention of the Drudok Mountains, but I doubt that was anything more than a false trail. Most of these mining concerns like to keep the true location of their hoard a trade secret. Well, is that it? You a competitor out to steal their mine? Overheard snippets of conversation and a feeling in my gut. While the hiring agent might have been a Breton, his associates were clearly from the Reach, by the way. I also heard talk of a lodge outside the city. Perhaps a stop along the way?
So we've got a mysterious Breton possibly working with Reachmen, recruiting workers for some unknown purpose. Plus there's a smuggler hiding unknown contraband in a warehouse down by the docks. I say we deal with the smuggler first. We know where to find her, and we more or less know what she's up to. And if the two are connected, maybe the smuggler can help us narrow our search for the Breton. Ready to visit Casella's warehouse?
The coteries' work can be...
Porphyry, is that you? Listen closely, you insufferable clod. I need you to find my notes and... wait, you're not Porphyry. I can tell from the lack of heavy breathing and sniffles. Who are you? Stuck in the bottle? No, no, no. This is a devious and very stubborn illusion. One that you now have the privilege of breaking. I was conducting some research, you see, and inadvertently triggered this spell. Luckily, I know how to reverse it. It's quite simple. I recorded the locations of 3 verses of a powerful incantation in my journal on the off chance something like this occurred. Acquire the verses, come back and dispel this illusion. I'll make it worth your while. I promise. Oh, my assistant Porphyry has my journal. Find it, read my notes, and acquire the incantation. Also tell him to come get me. Someone nearly took a swig of me. Oh, I suppose introductions are in order. I am Narcissus Dren, famed historian, etc. Oh, does it really matter? Every historian worth his salt winds up trapped in an illusion at some point. Oh, very common, and thus not worthy of discussion or commitment to record. I will say, though, as magical traps go, Male Moth's wards are top tier. Indeed, I acquired a powerful scroll from the Mages Guild. I thought it might direct me to a legendary illusionist's secret sanctum. Unfortunately, reading it led me to this dismal state. Steal? We're adventurers, aren't we? What you call stealing, I call daring investigation. Melmoth's works contain a wealth of secrets. If we don't pursue them, some other historian will. I, for one, have no interest in sharing the glory with, why, with anyone other than you, of course. You really thought I meant to exclude you? Oh, you wound me. Oh, illusion magic extends far beyond simple parlor tricks and mirages. Skilled practitioners exert power over the mind itself. Intellectually, I know I am not a bottle. But the spell fooled some primitive aspect of my psyche into believing I am. Precisely. The spell turned my knowledge of the natural sciences against me. Crafty, yes? A lesser intellect might have evaded the trap entirely. How's that for irony? Yes, the mage Melmoth hid them all over Solitude, etched in wood, tucked under cobblestones, and so on. Just another one of his insufferable games. In retrospect, I probably should have gathered the verses before, all this. Was. Who was he? Past tense. Melmoth was one of Skyrim's most gifted illusionists, a contemporary of the great Shalador, if you can believe it. Of course, he's been dead for hundreds of years now. I'd say his claim to secrecy died long ago. Ah, countless secrets. He was a master illusionist, after all. Unfortunately, illusionists always cloak their discoveries in puzzles and traps. Insufferable, if you ask me. No matter. I never shrink from a challenge of the mind.
If you see a pretty bottle around, let me know. It talks, if that helps. Oh, thank you. I was worried that Master Dren had gotten lost when I went to get myself some stew. I guess I just forgot why I set the bottle down. I'll go and get it. Him. As soon as I finish my stew. It's really good stew. That's good. A talking bottle makes me nervous, and it sure made Master Dren crankier than normal. I'll bring it here and keep it safe with his other stuff. Don't worry.
Bah! Bloody mages and their bloody tricks.
Hello? Is that you, Doughty Assistant? Oh, thank feck. You have the incantation, yes? Read it quickly. You'll be surprised to hear that life as a bottle does not suit me. How should I know? I'm a historian, not a hedge wizard. Just use your best judgment. I have near total faith in you. Yes, that's it. I can feel the illusion's grip loosening. Keep going, Hank. Yes, I think that's right. I can feel the glass cracking around me. Keep going. Speak the final line. That's it. The glass is fading away. Oh.
Oh, finally! Let's see. Legs, arms, stylish coiffure. Yes! Looks like everything's as it should be. What a relief. A pleasure to meet you in the flesh. As I said before, I am Narcissus Dren. You are? Whoever you are. Charmed. Now to business. We need to find Melmoth's Mysterium. First, we need his journal. The librarian refused to share it with me. Ridiculous. Oh, the usual inanities of frumpy book hoarders. I might have torn one of the pages. Honestly, you'd barely notice. But you know how librarians are. Spill a drink, or talk too loudly, or rip a few pages, and wham! They cast you out on your ear. Ugh. A prickly Argonian named Dean Villaz. She works in the Mages Guild Library in Solitude. I might have said a few indecorous things about her beady little eyes. My fault. But people who stand in the way of discovery really get my dander up. Yes, of course. Narcissus Dren is always true to his word. If you assist me in following the clues laid out in Melmoth's journal, I will gladly share the wonders of his Mysterium with you. For free? Why in Beck's name did you bring my belongings out onto the street?
Master Dren! I'm terribly sorry.
I'd stay back from me were I you. I tried to make a fungus-based healing unguent using a recipe I found in the Bard's College. I'm seeing smells right now. Makes getting around hard. Welcome to the Mages Guild Library. Please handle our books and scrolls with the care they deserve. I already cast out a careless dark elf. I pray that I will not have to ask anyone else to leave today. Ugh. Do you work with that strutting war Narcissus Dren? The famed scholar? Scholar my shedding tail scales. He tore a page in a valuable book, and I suspect he stole one of Melmoth's scrolls. What reason could I possibly have to help you? I knew it. Wise of him to send an associate like you to offer an olive branch. Cowardly, but wise. Far superior to Narcissus Dren is no great accomplishment. Nonetheless, I feel I can trust you. It's there on the table. Do not prove me wrong on this. We treasure all arcane texts. But Melmoth's riddles are of special interest to the guild. The journal is just there on the table. I should warn you, Melmoth was mad as a sack of weasels. Whatever you intend to do with the text, I doubt it will be worth the effort.
Ah, assistant. It's about time. So, any luck with that cold-blooded librarian? Excellent! I must admit, I had my doubts, but you're turning out to be a model employee. Assistant. Partner? Whatever. Now, if you just hand it over, I can try to untangle Melmoth's riddles and set us on the right path. She would. This text reveals Melmoth's mysterium, his trove to arcane trinkets and treasures. Now, just give me a moment to, Yes, I have it. This clearly refers to a meditation grotto near Kilcreath, one of Shalador's old haunts. Well, to be frank, this seems too good to be true. A single riddle leading to our prize? Too easy. Then again, things often come easy to an adventurer of my caliber. I have some business to conclude here. I'll meet you at Kilcreath once I'm finished. How would I not? Ancient mysteries are Narcissus Dren's stock in trade. No arcane relic or lost antiquity evades my gaze for long. Surely you've read some of my books? They're bestsellers, assistant. I can get you some, at a very reasonable price. Well, advanced scholarship always involves a bit of give and take. For example, an elderly mage I met in Riften made a, modest contribution. But make no mistake, it was I who cracked Melmoth's riddles. He was, for a time, struck me as something of an obsession, if I'm being honest. 50 years he's been at this Melmoth business. 50 years! Oh, can you imagine? That might be a reasonable period of study for an elf, but for a Nord? Ooh, it's untenable. Of course I did. What kind of Mer would I be if I let that doddering fossil waste his scant remaining years chasing riddles like this? I may be ambitious, but I am never cruel. I took his notes as a personal and professional courtesy. Yes, of course, all the credit he deserves. I'm generous with my praise. You'll see soon enough, assistant.
That's Casala's warehouse.
Just needs
Only
your
one
help.
sentry.
Sea giants
Let's
and
try not to cause
vampires
a
are
scene.
everywhere.
Private property. Get lost. Wait. A half-giant? Is that Lyris Titanborn? Blood and Blade. Everyone knows Lyris Titanborn. What a woman. She's even larger than I imagined. No wonder she fought Swordmaster Sai Sahan to a draw. Wait, is he here too? Until Kasala returns, I'd be happy to keep Fair Lyris company in her stead. Alas, Kasala doesn't allow visitors when she isn't here to conduct business. But we can wait out here. Do you think Lyris would autograph my ancestral scabbard? It would mean so much to my son. When I have one. Do you know if Lyris is betrothed? Oh, thank you, thank you! You don't know how much this means to me.
I don't know what you said. Good job with the sentry. You got rid of him and I didn't have to bash him or anything. See if you can pick the lock while I keep watch. See what's in those marked crates. I'll watch the door.
I knew whoever was poking through our shipments would return. Brought muscle this time, I see.
More than you. Care to try me?
I'll pass. I just want to know who's been meddling in my business. I had a feeling it wasn't just an opportunistic thief trying to steal my cargo. What are you after? A plot against the High King? Involving plundered antiquities from Hammerfell? Preposterous. I'm simply facilitating a transaction between treasure hunters and a rich collector. So, who am I paying the bribe to? You or the High King? Give me that! Tribal crafts my arse. I told that son of a skeever I don't deal in arcane goods, especially ones from the Reach. Nothing but sorrow comes from such business. This isn't cursed, is it? No name, just instructions and gold. Shipments come in, I make sure no one looks too closely and wait for a pickup. Never see the same face twice. Last time it was a smooth-talking Breton with Nord laborers in tow. You want more? I need assurances. They're taking the cargo to an abandoned lodge in the foothills north of Solitude. Occasionally used it myself when the city guard was being thorough. Want to catch them? Start there. If that's all, we're leaving. I'm not losing my head over this. The Breton was sly. Handsome, even. Thought he could charm me into taking on additional shipments. Now that I know what's involved, the trouble isn't worth it. The Nords were local, hired hands from the Lonely Troll. I'm paid not to ask too many questions. This arrangement was a lucrative one. I trusted them, but it seems they took advantage of my natural greed. That won't happen again.
Brondeld had good instincts. We're definitely onto something. Our mystery buyer is hiring locals to haul these urns and reach fetishes out of the city. But for what purpose? The Coven was also perfecting some kind of ritual in Ice Reach. Something to do with storms. If these fetishes are from Ice Reach, you may be onto something. Still, why involve the locals? Seems like an unnecessary risk. Good idea. Head there while I circle around from the other direction. Maybe I can catch them before they reach the lodge. Just be careful. Give your sentry my best, and tell him I owe him an autograph.
Oh, he's gonna get more than an autograph if I see him again.
Ah, there you are. Yes, I'd say this looks like the right place. What's this, then? A lever of some kind? Well, you did arrive first. Fair's fair. Go ahead and pull it, won't you? Watch and learn, assistant. Now that I've graciously shown you what can go wrong, you give it a try. Look, something appeared. A scroll of some kind. Let me guess. Another array of tiresome clues? Oh, do you have any idea how many clues I've worked through thus far? That bottle nonsense from before, that was just one of many chapters in this ridiculous saga. Oh, enough grousing. Out with it! Ah, yes. A reference to his passing fancy with poetry and romance. Was Melmoth a cunning illusionist? Yes. Was he a master wordsmith? Hardly. I don't know about the flowers, but this bit about Lady of the Winter Winds likely points to Kine. Yes, the Nord storm goddess. I'm not aware of any connections between Kine and flowers, but an ancient shrine dedicated to her lies southwest of here, near Chillwind Depths. I'll mark it on your map. Meet me there, all right?
By Ismir's beard, I thought I was dead for sure.
Please don't make me do this. Ah! Oh, thank God you're not one of these tomb robbers. Or another ghost. I've had my fill of ghosts. Mainly one ghost, honestly. A distant ancestor. Every time I try to sleep, he's in my dreams. I've barely had an hour's rest since I came to Dusktown. It's going to kill me if it doesn't drive me mad first. He's been calling me here, I think. To put him to rest, I think. He's being tormented as much as he's tormenting me. I came to this terrible place to find his remains. But the tomb robbers have angered the dead, and I'm terrified to step foot into the barrow alone. My damned ancestor is the traitor Jarl, Hagridden. He was buried alive in the Midnight Barrow long before I was born. Unfortunately, he has no tomb, and what's left of him has been scattered around by these Draugr thieves. My family only speaks his name to curse it. I'm told he betrayed his hold, so he was cast into the Midnight Barrow with other exiles and traitors, far out of reach of Sovngarde. I can't say whether he deserved that, but I know he suffered for it. Call it a feeling. What I've seen in my dreams are a jumble of incoherent events and feelings. There's little that I remember that makes any sense, but when I wake, there's a pall that hangs over me, like I've been wronged somehow. This place, I think. I've only seen glimpses of it in my dreams. It used to be a place where terrible criminals were exiled to be forgotten, until it met the same fate. Faded into myth, just like Blackreach. Ghouls picking the bones of the dead. Necromancers and the like. They seem to be the ones who found this old lost barrow. I don't know what they came here for, but they've disturbed Jarl Hagridden, and gods know what else. My damned ancestors. I saw my ancestors' remains in my dreams,
but I only know roughly where they are.
Don't you love me, Hagridin? Do you want to see me grow old, wither, and die? It's a small sacrifice for eternity.
Listen to yourself, Esinia. Even one life is too many. I can't make that kind of sacrifice, not even for you.
Sacrifice? Just what was that woman asking for?
You thought no one would find out, that none of us would survive. One is enough to expose your treason.
I gave no such order!
I have your betrayer pinned in your hand and
So
stained
that
in
was
our
his
blood.
plan? Sending his soldiers into a trap? Careful of the Draugr-kin. They'd sooner make a corpse of you than talk.
Jarl Hagridin has a matter of urgency for you to attend to.
What does he know to send us this far into the Reach?
You have your orders, Thane. I trust you know enough to carry them out.
Who was she to be bossing a Thane around? None of the souls in this horrid pit received a proper burial. Neither will we if we aren't careful.
For your treason against your hold and your people. We cast you from the halls of your ancestors. May they never know your name.
I did not betray my hold. She's the one who should face your judgment.
Seal him in.
That's everything. Let's get out of here with Hagridden's remains before we join these tortured souls. believe I'm still alive. That place will haunt my nightmares long after my damned ancestor's ghost gives me rest. May I have him, please? I can't help but pity Hagridden, despite what he's put me through. I felt his torment. An eternity in the Midnight Barrow seems cruel, even for a traitor. From what I saw, it seems like he was the one who was betrayed. Was he really innocent? That was my feeling, but I didn't know if it was Hagridden affecting me. I wonder what became of the woman who betrayed him. Did she get what she desired from those people's sacrifice? I'll take them to a temple for consecration, and see that he gets a proper burial. It won't be a Jarl's funeral, but hopefully it'll allow him to reach Sovngarde. Then I can finally get some rest. You've spared us both. Thank you.
Your field work went well, I take it? Tell me every detail. Frankly, I'm uncertain about the merits of this avenue of research, but the coterie is about the pursuit of academic excellence, so I must trust in the process. I thought you were crazy to do it, but I admire your bravery. Here, your reward.
You put too much stock in rumors and old wives' tales.
I don't think they'll prefer.